Alright, so here today, I kind of want to talk about this for a little bit now. I never got around to doing it, but I did want to kind of get it out here because we're in a great time to talk about this, yeah? For the most part, this game is a great game. It is, right? It's sadly the case that this game is like one of my favorite gacha games. What happens is we are currently at a point in this game where we've kind of realized that whatever we're getting is now the status quo. We used to be getting a lot more back in the day. Yeah, the game is hitting its 4-year, almost 5-year mark, which is understandable, right? Some things just, they can't last forever. Not saying that the game is dying. Calm down, calm down. You have to realize the game is still making very decent revenue. Games with like $1 million and $2 million revenue are still keeping up, releasing a lot of content. This game on a bad month releases to be $4.5 million. That's a lot. On an IP which is 7 Deadly Sins, right? Which is not a big IP in comparison to something like Black Clover, MHA and stuff like that. This game is doing very well for itself. If you also look at it in comparison to like a good month, it's upwards to $7 to $10 million, which is a lot for a game of this standard. It's a lot of money. But it is true that as time has progressed here, if you were to compare this year to last year, or the year prior, or the year prior to that, it's definitely the case that it's lost a lot of its sort of, hype or sort of, well, how do I explain it? Content. It's been different, right? And I'll explain that. I want to talk about it here today. I mean, like, what's been going on? What's been happening over here behind the scenes? You might not know already, but Netmarble's cooking on other aspects, right? The company is getting 10 times bigger. They are getting brand new IPs and stuff like that. And they themselves have grew to a point where it's like insane to think about. But what's been happening all over? So today, let's jump into it. Like and subscribe, helps out a ton. Let's just have a discussion here. So first thing, just to make this clear, when am I saying that the game is losing steam? What do I mean by that? Clearly, if you were to look at it, if I were to go back here, you will see that there was something called a double banner to a triple banner format, where you would get 2 units per banner. That was like the coolest thing ever. I get it. Everyone will say, oh, but free-to-plays will like this new method of single characters. I'm sorry. If you say that, you're completely wrong automatically because you have to look at it. Since this time of getting now single banners, everyone's complaining that we're losing characters, that we're not getting characters anymore that we want to see. The reason you're not getting characters like Gelda, like Wild, like other characters like that, is because they'd rather just sandwich out one banner being one character and just say, call it a day's work, right? That's it. Done. We're done. We're moving on. That's it. For the most part, if you were to look at it, a double character banner is good for the game because at the end of year, when they reach that point where you can vote for characters, this year we barely have anyone to vote for because majority of the characters that released this year were either mid or just the ones that we already know of are good and we're going to vote for those. If you were to look at it this year, correct? First, you can't vote for 50% of the banners because it's collaboration, which are majority of the characters, and then it's seasonal, which are majority of the characters. So we can't vote for them. Now, if we vote for standard characters, who can we actually vote for? Let's do it. Tristan, Tyr, can only vote for those two. Can't vote for Freya, she's limited. We can vote for Magelda, great. We can vote for, Roxy. Ludociel, I don't think consider him limited or not in this capacity, but we can't really, nobody wants him, so who's going to vote for him? King was limited, can't vote for him. Freya's there, which again, you can vote for her. And then there's Iron Blood Mono, which I don't know if we considered limited or not, but that's there too, and that's basically it for the year. Liz was there, which I think she is limited, right? But for the most part, this year was very, very dead. Look at the year, like, back here. Let's just go back a little bit, right? We had a double freaking banner right here for Halloween, which was Slater and Deanne. Nowadays, we never get a double seasonal banner, which kind of sucks. Over here, on this festival, which is the September festival, they released to us a free Hauser. That doesn't happen anymore. Majority of the festivals where we used to get free units, we don't get those free units anymore. Now, go back below that. Summer had 2 characters and then a 3rd character. We're now at the point where, yes, this year was different. You got 2 characters. One of those was restricted to Demonic Beast content, but no matter. You had 2 characters. Last year, you had 1 character. But basically, every year, we get like 1 Christmas character, 1 Halloween character. It used to be 2 or 3. If you saw it, Black Clover Mobile released like 7 summer characters, and we got 2, right? Again, I know people are gonna be like, but GoGo, for free-to-plays this is great. I still don't think so. I think I'd rather have more characters. If I'm summoning on the banner and I get what I want, I get what I want. I'm not gonna summon for both. Back in the day, it was perfectly fine in the game. Whatever it is, it's just, it kind of sucks, right? And again, I get the points, whatever. Let's ignore this. Double banners don't matter. Let's talk about this. How does every single collaboration, the 2 new ones we just got, have no additional story content? How? Like, literally, do you know how this would have worked perfectly almost with 7 Deadly Sins? And do you know how well this would have also worked with 7 Deadly Sins? Like, there was potential to have a very good story here, but again, they didn't do it. What's the reasoning there now, right? Oh, we don't need a storyline. These updates really have nothing of value other than one boss battle, and that's about it. Which again, you have to realize how much more work is gone now for them. They just can release a banner just like this, make the same money, and be good about it. You have to also realize they're launching a brand new CN version. They're going to be making a crap ton more money now off of the IP of this, right? Of this entire game, which what's going to happen in the future now, right? If you're making that much more money, the laziness, the complacency, and all that stuff kicks in. You can't lie, but for the most part, a lot of the core aspects that we've been seeing in the last few years has been gone. I will admit, I will play the devil's advocate here, right? I can't lie to you. The storyline looks as good as it ever has. It is absolutely insane how much quality was in this last chapter. And whatever you will say, the last chapter of Ragnarok, that had some freaking quality. It was absolutely nice. Even though my KR experience was butchered, my JP experience and my global experience was 10 out of 10, and I enjoyed the story. It was very well done. Everything about it was very well done. This chapter over here looked absolutely beautiful. Animation, whatnot, everything was so well done. So I will say that they're putting so much effort into this stuff, which is easily a blind person can tell you how good the storyline was, bro. That's it. They can just feel the power in everything. That's how good it was. So for the most part, you have to see that yes, they're still putting quality in some aspects of it, but it feels like it's a little bit different, right? I will also admit this year, and I did the comparisons, I drew the charts, the graphs, whatever you want to say. We have had more content updates, and I know it's gonna feel a little bit awkward, but it is true. We've had more content updates in this kind of year for the game, where it's been much more being like your arena, right? That got added. LR system, that's more effort now, right? You have to design a whole new character off of a base character and make a brand new cosmetic system and all that stuff. There is a lot, so I'm not going to say anything. LR is technically a second character release, though it happens every 2-3 months. It still exists, so I will give effort where effort should be given. They are cooking there, right? But you have to also look at it. They currently have other things to prioritize, right? If you don't already know, this is the Tower of God game that they made, basically, right? You can kind of tell that it's their site. This is the same forum thing that we have, right? But you can kind of tell they literally just announced to us a massive roadmap, right? I'm currently playing this game on my other channel. Really good game, very high quality, same thing like a Netmarble game. Again, if you play a Netmarble game, you can always expect quality. That's like the #1 freaking aspect of it, yeah? Over here, they gave us a roadmap for October. They have so much stuff planned. They gave us a roadmap for November. They have a collaboration plan. They have a bunch of things planned for this entire month. A lot of content. Insane amount of content, dude. Like, we're like, wow, they're actually giving us so much. December over here, they have a winter campaign, new characters, a bunch more content, a bunch of events, and this is only a small tidbit of it, right? If I were to show it to you for the CM notes over here, right? October event calendar. So what you just saw, now this is the actual October breakdown. There's gonna be some Halloween stuff. We're gonna have this over here, this over here, this over here, all this stuff over here, 2 new additions to the storyline, over here, tower expansion, over here, this, all this stuff, right? It's pretty good. They also are cooking up a new game over here, solo leveling. Again, the quality in this game is 10 out of 10, which it might be true. They have other things to focus on. They're focusing their dev team towards kind of taking these new games and doing those. I will say for the most part, missing out on a banner here and there, or extra characters here and there, is abysmal. It sucks. I am just hoping that when we do kick into the 4 Koa thing, that's where their effort's been going. I just hope that that is the case, because when 4 Koa launches, you have to realize how many new characters in one episode we've seen so far, how many new characters are introduced, correct? How many new characters can easily be a unit, but will they be a unit? That's what I'm trying to talk about this right now, because we're at that point. Like 4 Koa exists, and now it's that thing that they've been hyping up that's coming to the game. It's going to be a big thing. We're going back to our original day 1 roots, right? And it's not the case if we're not getting brand new SRs, brand new art characters, brand new, base variants and stuff like that. Like this year, have you really, that's not a streamed unit, gotten a new base character? Correct? All of them are just the same named costumes. That's it. That's all you've been getting. Same named characters. Nothing brand new that's not a streamed unit, which is depressing as hell. Where's Gelda? Where's Wild? There's so many characters at this endpoint you could have easily seen, right? As additional characters. It could have easily been the case, but it just wasn't, right? So when we kick into 4 Koa, that's my main thing of what's going to happen. Literally, if you didn't see it, Netmarble's name is on the freaking anime when it debuted, right? In the first, intro opening area, you could see Netmarble's name be plastered on there, because I'm guessing they are working with the team and helping out a little bit here and there, because that's the only time where your name gets applied to that if you actually worked on the anime. So they could have worked on the artwork or something like that to actually give them some help so they can focus on animating or whatnot. I don't know, but for the most part, if you're that hands-on with it, I'm hoping that Grand Cross gets a little bit of a revive when 4 Koa officially launches in game. I'm hoping it's like Grand Cross 2 in a way, where they just reset everything to being like, oh, we're back to SRs, we're back to our characters, brand new things, brand new storyline, all that stuff. and it feels like what it felt like back then. That's all I want to see, right? But again, we will see what happens. If you don't already know, Solo Leveling, a brand new game coming soon. They're working on Tower of God, the brand new game that already launched. They also have a new IP, which is like the Shangri-La, I think, something like that. That's also there, so they've been working on a lot of stuff. And then the main culprit of it all, Origin, right? Origin exists. And that is their brand new 7 Deadly Sins thing, which they've mentioned multiple times in every interview I read about it, that they don't want this game to die. They don't want Grand Cross to die because that's what they originally worked on, and it's like it's a project that's close to their hearts. And it's true, they're making $10 million, correct? MiHoYo didn't shut down Honkai Impact, even though it's doing kind of abysmal in comparison to the Genshin and Honkai Star Rail revenue. It's because it's an extra game. It still makes them decent money. They can kind of reuse some of the assets here and there. They can make things work. They can at least enjoy with that, and keep it alive as a game to like the players or for the players. So here, for the most part, just talking out loud about some of the things. I do hope that when 4 Koa launches, things change. We go back into those like days where we had, very cool multiple character banners, things like that. Get collab storylines and things like that also. Rerun some old events that have been dead, that have been gone. There's so many events that are just not here anymore. Gear Gacha, by the way, where's that, man? I'm waiting for it. But for the most part, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think here about everything. Again, also when 4 Koa launches, you have so many new bosses you can easily make, right? For all the content also, right? But will they do it? They already have the base game here as 7DS. Do they need to expand into 4 Koa that hard, or is it just they're good to go? Correct. So a lot of aspects of it. I think that if the anime is running and Netmarble has their name on the freaking anime, there's so much cross promotion that can happen where Grand Cross can get a huge revive. But will it? That's the question. So we'll find out soon, but just a quick little talk here. Thanks again for watching. Peace out and enjoy. That's been it for me. I still think, for what it is, game is great, game is wonderful, but I do hope that we go back in the day where we had like storylines, some extra characters here and there, some really solid updates and stuff like that. But we'll see if that happens. I still can't lie. Quality is there. Quality is there.